I'm up north. I'm in New York. I'm in Bed-Stuy.
All right, guys.
Okay.
That's a direct order. Do it
Hey,
now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are Roll Call Black, White, and Blue for Better Relations. Today is September 19th, 2024. I got a few of my friends with me. I have D, AC, Jamel, Derek, Jerry, Mark, JT, Cheech, Kyle, Ty, and CJ. And we have a show prepared for you. Before we start, we want to start off with a moment of silence for those who have transitioned and passed away. And then we're going to have a disclaimer coming from Jamel, and I guess a statement of purpose coming from Kyle.
you mean vice versa, right?
All right, all right. Jamel, Kyle give us our disclaimer, and Jamel give us our statement of purpose.
Yes,
In
sir.
that order.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just a few things we want to let you know before we get started today, and that is that this panel that's in front of you that you've just been introduced to are going to be giving you their commentary today, and we don't intend for you to interpret anything that any of us say as legal advice. They are commenting based on their work experience, their life experience, and we all come from different state to state. There are nuances in the law that change, and so we don't want you to be misled and use anything that someone here may say as your legal advice. If you need legal advice, then seek it out in the jurisdiction where you live. Secondly, we're probably going to play some videos for you today. That's how we usually begin most of our conversations and discussions. We will let you know that they're coming. We don't intend to offend anybody by the nature of the video. Sometimes they can be a little graphic. So we'll give you a heads up.
Yes, sir.
Also, with
Okay.
respect to the videos, we lift these videos off a social media platform. So we don't own them, we don't produce them, we have no legal claim to them. Just letting you know where they come from, and we share them with you just like you might share them with your friends and family through social media platforms. And lastly, we speak today and usually from the heart and with passion, and sometimes our language can be a little some might find some things that people say a little offensive, the manner, the tone, the actual language that's used, but we don't intend to offend anybody by the nature of our language. And we ask you to understand that we're just speaking from the heart. And that's all I have for you today.
Thank you, Kyle. Jamel, give us our statement of purpose.
Yes, good afternoon, audience. Glad you're with us today. Our group, Black, White, and Blue for Better Relations, we work out of four principles and our four tenets. We are pro-law enforcement. We're anti-racism. We believe in equitable policing, and we believe Black lives matter.
Okay. Listen, I have a few announcements before we get started. First of all, let me just say that yours truly had a national holiday on Monday, September 16th. I am officially a senior citizen. I turned 62 years old, so I'm there. I'm not old, I'm senior. So thank God for that. Then we have some more birthdays. Tomorrow, Tyrone's wife Ursula is celebrating her birthday. I'm not gonna tell you what year because I don't want the police locking Tyrone up. But she's celebrating her birthday on tomorrow. And then on the 24th, Melba and Jerry will be celebrating their birthday. And on the 25th, Derek and Deirdre will be celebrating their wedding anniversary. And Donald Coleman, I think your birthday is the 23rd. I think it's the 23rd. It's in the 20 something. I forgot now. But Donald Coleman will be celebrating his 82nd birthday. He's with us even right now. I'm sure he'll give me a number with it up in here in the chat. But he'll give us a number. He's celebrating his birthday. Also, we want to remember, I think is it today you said, Mark? Irma Lozada passed away. Today's her anniversary. Is the date that she passed away?
The 21st.
The 21st. Right. I had that written down too. Irma Lozada, who was a New York City Transit police officer, was killed in the line of duty on the 21st, and I think that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago today, I believe it was. And also, and during that time, Derek and Jamel was actually on duty at the same time. So they got and Mark was on duty with the NYPD, but they were in the same precinct she was in. They worked out of the same precinct, District 33, Broadway Junction, East New York.
Yeah, I worked with her also.
Okay, Mark worked with her prior to that.
Right. That was 40 years ago.
No, 40 what?
Anniversary of Irma Lozada. I was in 84.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Wow.
You're absolutely right. And then on the 22nd, I was working that day when police officer or detective, well, I guess it was a police officer there or detective, I don't remember, Robert Venable was shot and killed on Picking and Van Sinderen in a line of duty. And I remember how things were that day. So we want to remember those police officers that died in the line of duty. Great sacrifices, and we're praying for their families even now. Yeah, but you're right, Jamal, that's 40 years ago. Absolutely.
Wow.
Also, let me see, did I get everybody? Oh, we're praying for Cheech and Anna. We're praying for JT and Orlando. We're praying for Melba. And we're praying for this nation. Praying for this nation. We're in an atmosphere that's really dangerous. This political atmosphere is heightened and dangerous, and some people saying there's going to be a civil war. I've actually had someone say, when you start talking reality, it says stop saying certain things because it's not a hate war. It has nothing to do with hate. Listen, y'all can say what y'all want to say. These political moves right now is based on economics and race. On economics and race. And so you just better be very careful out there. Speaking about that, right here where a few of us live in Nassau County, Suffolk County, Long Island, New York, Donald Trump made his way here. He was here on yesterday. And he was literally around the corner from where I grew up, in Hempstead near Hofstra University at the Nassau Coliseum. I know they opened up the gates around 8 o'clock in the morning so people can go in for a 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock presentation. Police everywhere, traffic everywhere. And so I made sure I stayed away from the Nassau Coliseum on yesterday. But anybody have any comments about Trump and his visit, or Trump and anything about Trump?
Just to piggyback on what you're saying, Donald, I spoke with Derek's mom yesterday, and she was telling me how the law enforcement had everything pretty much shut down in that area, and it was just so difficult really to navigate through there. So she told me that the best thing she could do is just stay home and stay away from all that ruckus over there, man.
Absolutely. Anybody else?
But I guess I just want to say that like when we were speaking about being careful in this environment, like Donald Trump, this is part of his retribution tour, man. He's hitting all the stops, man, because if he gets elected, what we're in for, retribution.
Oh, absolutely. And to be honest with you, when I heard he was coming to New York, I was kind of like happy he wasn't going someplace else, but coming to New York, you know why? Because he'll never win New York. So just waste your time over there. Go ahead, waste your time. New York, New York is a blue state. Even though we did mess up the last time and lost some seats in the House, right? We lost some seats there because we didn't get out there and vote. That's one thing we got to do. Matter of fact, that wasn't on my list, but I'm gonna say it right now. Vote. Get out there and vote for and I don't believe in voting for parties, but vote for those who in the best interest of you and your family and the community that you live in. Vote, but you have to go out there and vote. Don't sit up and say my vote don't count. Your vote counts even when you don't vote.
It does.
That's right.
So
It
keep that in
certainly
mind.
does.
Your vote counts even when you don't vote. And it still counts. All right. So I just want to throw that in. Anybody Renee Henderson just put on there, Jamel, that she just read that the perp that shot Irma was released early this year after 36 years.
Wow.
That he's released after 36 years.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Renee.
Thanks, Renee.
Yep, thank you so much. D, let's go. Let's get you guys talking. It can't be no one voice show. You guys talk.
I just wanted to say real quick, we talking about voting and how important it is. Just coming over the news feed, we have 2 astronauts stuck in space. They were supposed to be home 8 days. They're going to be there 8 months. They can't get home, and they're figuring out a way to vote. So if you let November, I don't know what it is, November 3rd. Where's my calendar?
November 5th.
You let November 5th come by and you haven't voted. I want you to think there are people floating out there in the great beyond, and they're figuring out a way to pull a lever. So there's early voting. There's all kinds of different things you can do now. Absentee voting, whatever you need to do, make sure you get your vote out there, because my understanding is every vote's going to count. So I want to make sure we take advantage.
Wow.
Go
I
ahead,
don't
Jerry.
know how come they can't get back, because I heard that DoorDash be delivering to them.
You making jokes. We got people stuck up in the atmosphere.
Stuck up there. Listen, I don't know if you guys know the story. When they went up, they were supposed to be for 8 days, so they left all their stuff.
Right.
They said, it's only going to be 8 days. We need to lighten the load. Leave your underwear. Leave your stuff. Don't worry about it. Now they got to be up there for 8 months. So, yeah. This is what happens when I drive long distance all the time. So you want to make sure you take a bag with you.
Right.
Might not get
Right.
home.
You're right, Scoot.
Oh boy. All right. Jerry, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The only thing that I wanted to say is, when you were telling everyone to be sure to vote, and if necessary, do your write-ins, be very careful with your submittals, your write-ins, because they're saying if there's anything on the outside, anything checked off that should not be, they will not count it. So please be extra careful when you do your write-in vote.
Take your time.
Right.
AC?
In reference to the gentleman, or the 2 astronauts, how are they going to know that's not illegal alien voting?
Hey, AC, there's no wall. There's no wall.
Right. So I guess AC saying if Russia can do it, then aliens can do it.
Russian vote.
Thank you, Melissa.
Nothing interfering.
Melissa Moore. She said, "Congratulations on senior citizenship." Major.
Oh.
Derek, you were not here, but we did congratulate you and Deirdre on the 25th. Would be your anniversary. What year is that for you guys?
Oh, he forgot. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Don't try to keep it quiet. Unmute yourself. You still
here? It'll be 31.
31.
Wow.
Wow. 31.
Wow.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
31.
Wonderful.
Y'all don't understand. 31 years is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's an
sir.
accomplishment. And I say that with you myself. I got 36 years. And I thank God for 36 years. And I had something on my Facebook page, but it's one thing to be married, but it's another thing to be married to the right person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm married to the right person. You know,
Right.
someone who can tolerate my mess.
Mhm. If it's not the right person, you don't last 35 years.
No.
Oh.
Now that's not to say that there's not some ups and downs, some bumps and
Yeah.
bruises.
Oh.
That's not to say that to anybody who may be listening, because you're gonna have that. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care. Listen, I tell my congregation this all the time, and I really believe what I'm saying to you guys, even right now. If I was married to myself, I'd have an issue with me.
Yeah, Donald. Yeah, Donald.
Because,
I was already do it.
yeah, because there are times when I'm sitting there saying, "Why you say that? Why you?"
I can't believe I said that. Exactly.
Get your butt back in line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Listen,
I say that seriously. I say that seriously because it's just true. It's true. All right. What you saying, Ty? Because I know you about to celebrate tomorrow.
yeah, I give my wife whatever she wants, but I never say no. I know I'm allowed to handle. I know I'm a mess, bro. So I just, yeah, baby, go ahead. Yeah, new car. Yeah, go ahead. I tell you right now, I know I'm allowed to handle.
Well, listen. Again, thank you, Donald Coleman, Ruth Caffey, Beverly Wells, Sylvia Butler, who's on, Colleen Bull, who's on, Renee Henderson, who's on, Donald Coleman again. Donald Coleman will be 83. What date is that, Dickie? I know you'd be 83 on and I said 82, but 83. Melissa Sutherland Moss, she's the one to congratulate me on my senior citizenship. Thank you. I feel so great to be a senior. I done caught up to Derek and Tyrone and Mark and Kyle and Dee and Jerry and Cheryl. I done caught up to all the other stuff, probably Dave and Cheech and Jamel and AC.
Oh, them youngins.
I don't know about Richard and Rich. No, I didn't catch a Rich. Rich's birthday is next month, right? Your birthday is October, right?
October 1st.
Huh?
62.
He gonna hit it. He right there though. He right there.
I'm getting paid.
And again, Rich, how's your wife doing?
She's doing better. She had some pain last night. She was intolerable, but we're trying to figure out what's going on since the second surgery. So I'll just praying for her to get better.
All right.
Excellent. And tell
Donald, how's your wife? Donald?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna answer that 1 second. So go ahead, Derek.
I was gonna say, and tell Donald Coleman to stop using his government name because everyone knows him as Dickie. What's up, Dickie?
Speaking about Donald Coleman of Dickie. Dickie's birthday. His birthday's on the 23rd. JT, my wife is doing a lot better. She's feeling great. She's been back to the gym. We thank God for that. So, listen, just take care of yourselves, guys. However you do, take care of yourself. I would suggest getting to the gym. Not only the gym, if you don't get to the gym, definitely do some cardio. Definitely. I mean, we got Kyle, who probably Kyle is a senior citizen doing marathons and half marathons, which I don't know how she does that, but she I give her kudos for that too, because I'm like, man, I ran track. I went to school free for running track, and I wouldn't think about doing a half marathon right now.
Kyle's a freaking athlete still. Good God.
Whatever it is, guys, you just do it. Keep yourself healthy as best as you can. As best as you can. If you start getting bored, do something different.
Just go for a walk.
Yeah.
I go to the mailbox at the end of the driveway.
We'll do it about 10 times.
Couple of laps of that.
Right. And don't forget what each of us was raised upon. Don't forget your castor oil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're not supposed to remind us of stuff that made us sick also.
They stopped making Geritol.
Fix one thing and made you sick on the other end. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to get everybody. Eva says good afternoon. Donald Combs said, Derek, you will be surprised how many people don't know my real name.
Right, I believe it. And Renee Henderson out there too. Hello, Renee.
Yeah, Renee is with us just about every week. I'm telling you, she's right. William Mason.
Oh, Mason.
Hey,
what's up, Mace?
Hey, what's up?
Yep, Mace. Jamel, I know you hear Jamel and Derek calling you out over there. All right. All right, where are we? Where are we? We were talking about Trump. Do you guys have had enough of him? Because we can move on. Because I just someone said something earlier about how do people follow this guy. Derek, we have a guy that we work with, Al Gag.
Yeah.
Who stays in touch with me. You know, he was one of the guys that I met with transit. It was one of the first guys that was Cops for Christ. You remember that, Derek and Jamel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Listen, I know who Christ was, but I ain't know him. So I wasn't interested in what he was talking about back then. Now I am, but his whole thing now that he gets in touch with me, he's always talking about it's political. So I really had to be nice about it and say, listen, I don't need you to tell me anything political at all, because me as a black man, I know who's with me, who's not with me, or who's for me, who's not for me. Donald Trump care less about me. He will never get my vote. He will never ever get my vote. And I had to make it clear that I don't want to hear nothing about Donald Trump, because you can't change my mind or my heart on how I feel about Donald Trump at all. You know, so I just had to say that, because if you listen, you want to know I don't want to hear nothing about Donald Trump. You know,
and it's not only that Donald Trump could care less about you, he doesn't like us. He doesn't like us.
Right.
And that's why he pitches all the dog whistles and the false realities and all of those things. So I feel the same way. I personally think that because no one is going to change each other's minds, I think like-minded people should discuss politics. But I can't really discuss politics with Republicans, because all we're going to do is clash, and we're not going to change each other's minds. So I'll talk about politics with people that are more along the same mindset as me, and that's it. If it goes the other way, I'm out of the conversation.
Well, Doug, I'll tell you this, because by being on Facebook, you always get all these different comments and everything else. So I post a lot of political stuff along with spiritual stuff. But when I post it, I'm not really posting it for a response. I'm posting it as an announcement. Some people feel that they have to respond to everything that I post on there. I mean, listen, I didn't post this for a conversation, you know, because I really don't want to go back and forth with you and what you might believe compared to what I believe, because I'm not even trying to change your mind. I didn't post this for you. I really posted it for me, and it was an announcement that I'm making, and I can care less about what you think. So I had a couple people, one being one of my supervisors, that responded on my page and saying something about stop mixing church and state, stop mixing them. And I'm like, well, listen, first of all, I'm not mixing. But secondly, you on my page. You know, you don't have to respond to my page. You can put anything you want on your page. You know, and you will notice that I don't respond to your page, because there's a lot of things that people say that I don't agree with. You know what the easiest way of dealing with someone who you don't agree with? Keep on scrolling. Keep on scrolling. Keep on moving. And that way you don't have to deal with it. And so I try to explain to people. So the guy said to me, he said, well, it's public. I said, it's public, but if you respond to something on my page that's public, you're gonna get a public ridicule too. I'm coming right back on my page with what I have to say about how you feel about certain stuff.
Light them up like I do. Light them up.
They don't understand, but I'm like, listen, y'all, don't get this stuff mixed up. Don't think I'm gonna sit over here and let you talk mess on my page and I'm just gonna ignore it. So
light them up.
So Derek, the guy I just talked about, Gag, you know, he puts on this is how he approaches it. He gives me his Republican view, and then when he refers to Democrats, he refers to Democrats as democrats. In other words, and now he's supposed to be a Christian. Right. In other words, he calls all Democrats demons.
Right.
Which I take offense to that, because, listen, you can mean to tell me that the Republicans, there's no demons over there?
Right.
You know, come on.
Right.
And I'm saying it because he likes to go on my page. So once this gets posted, he'll catch it. I saw D's hand up there. Go ahead, D.
Just wanted to say I got to make a confession. I actually took some time out of my day yesterday, and I did watch Trump and his rally because it was 15 minutes from the house. Saw a little bit of traffic. I said, let me see what's going on over there. And you know, I always talk about my polygraph experience, and I try to watch people's body language and what they do. And Derek, you said something that just hit me. That's why I put my hand up. You know, Trump doesn't like anybody. I would love to think he just didn't like me. But did anybody watch what he said about his wife last night?
No.
And the book that she wrote?
Yeah. If she says anything bad about him, don't buy it.
Don't buy the book. He said first, he said, go ahead and get it. I haven't read it. This is what he said. He said, I haven't read it, but it's a great book. Go buy it. But if she says anything bad about me, don't buy it. Don't bother with her. So I listened to other things that he doesn't like anybody. I think you guys got to realize that. So if you're thinking Trump is going to like you, Trump's going to do what's benefiting Trump. Not benefiting the country, not benefiting the Republicans.
Right.
I mean, yeah, just open your eyes. Not benefiting anybody but Trump. I don't think he likes his wife. I know he don't like his kid except for the daughter, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, but he doesn't like us as a people.
I don't think he likes anybody. Because anybody that has, if you look at it, most of us paying attention, everybody that was in his cabinet, all of the people that he's circling stuff, he don't like them no more. He had something. The only good thing he had something to say about somebody is Giuliani.
And Laura Loomer.
And that broke my leave. Hey, Giuliani made his mistake. Leave him alone. You just dusted Giuliani off and put him in the middle of this again. Let's keep him out of jail. You going to jail, but keep him out of jail. So I don't really think he likes anybody. I don't think he cares about anybody or what's going to benefit anybody. So a person like I just don't understand how you want that person to represent you. Because if he don't care about nobody but himself, he can't represent me at all. Not even a little bit.
What about wasn't it said that his wife posed nude?
She did.
Yeah, she did that.
I saw the pictures. They're just for research purposes, but I saw the pictures, and it wasn't even cute. Well, let me stop. Let me go on. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm gonna go over here.
Did you send me the pictures?
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
You're online.
Horrible.
Man, I'm 73 years old. Shit look good.
hey, JT, this might mess you up now.
Could you imagine if Michelle Obama posed?
Oh my goodness.
She didn't wear sleeves to have it fit.
Right.
Exactly. Right. She showed her arms.
Yeah, the shoulders out. They were like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world.
She showed her arms and they were
the shoulders.
So listen, this is my cousin on here. Richard Bowden says, Donald, Republican demons, surely you jest. So nah, he's being sarcastic. He's being sarcastic. But he is a Republican. But he's still messing with me though. But he knows that there's a whole lot of demons in both of these parties. You know, but just made a comment at.
That's another thing. Let me cut you off right there, Noop.
You got it.
Let me cut you off 1 second, Noop.
You got it.
I'm getting tired of hearing that bullshit too. There's demons on both sides, and it's both sides bullshit. Okay, both sides didn't cause all of this bullshit. Insurrection. Mm-hmm. Both sides ain't talking about threatening little kids up in fucking Springfield, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get bombed. The school got to get searched for bombs every fucking morning. Both sides ain't depicting women as garbage. Both sides ain't letting women die on the damn operating table because they're having complications for pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm tired of hearing that both sides bullshit. Okay? And I hear it from a lot of people that I used to work with too. That's why I light their asses up online all the time. I call them ignorant. You're fucking right. I'm gonna call you ignorant. You fucking dumb, stupid motherfucker. Fuck out of here. That's how I feel, and I don't care.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm gonna get in the fucking sewer in order to go get a rat problem fixed. I'm climbing that fucking sewer right now. I'll be proud of it too. But it's both sides bullshit. Better stop too. And these tap dancing ass black Republicans, you let this fucking guy walk you on a dog leash to a fucking plantation. You ain't got no fucking self-pride, no self-esteem, black Republicans, because you're okay with it. You want my history? Look at my family's history down south. See what they did to my father.
Hey, listen. Hey, Dave. I'm not cutting you off, but one of our panelists who's not on with us right now, Jim Kiernan, says, I agree with Dave big time. Just not both sides.
Yeah.
And I'm coming to you, Rich. Karen Caffey says, does anyone besides me think that she's selling this book now to gin up criticism against him?
No, because she came out to promote the book and started talking about how all the rhetoric has made it unsafe for Donald. They tried to kill him. So no, she's not going against him. She's on his team.
Okay. Okay.
Donald, did you see the Republicans?
You want to read it? You want to read it, Cheryl, CJ? Read it. I was just looking at it.
Karen Caffey?
Caffey.
She says, does anyone beside me think that she's selling this book now to gin up criticism against them? P.S. Republicans sometimes called Rethuglicans.
I hadn't heard that one, but I like it.
I like it.
Rich?
Yeah, you know, this agent Trump is just hate. You know, people that support him hate us, hate people, hate unity. You know, the constant division that Trump has caused while he's steadily grifting. I mean, now he's doing Bitcoin. I mean, every time they've, 2 assassinations possible, maybe. He has to grift on that and send out, you know, as soon as that happens, he's sending out, give me money, you know. This guy's a criminal. He's not for us. He has no loyalty to his own people. Was it 44 people in his cabinet that came out against him and said, this guy's dangerous? This guy's ignorant? Don't put him back in the White House? I mean, I don't understand how we've gone so far away from law and order and what we have allowed to be okay. Nothing about him is okay. You know? I mean, I saw this thing about, 10 reasons why you shouldn't vote for Trump, and it wound up being 30 before he was finished. That was pretty good, but you think about all of the bad things he's done in office, out of office, and we still tolerate this individual. You have your people attack your own government while you're president, and you have a chance to run again for president, to break that oath a second time? Is that what we're doing? I mean, where did common sense go? It's just a strange planet now where law and order doesn't matter. Family values don't matter. Women die in the parking lot, because they have complications because doctors are scared to go to prison. We've never been like this before. I mean, it just feels like the last evil days with Trump. I can't wait to turn the page. Okay. I can't wait till Harris wins and this guy goes to jail and we get back to normal. I mean, we're still not going to love each other, but at least there's not this constant division and hate and pointing fingers at us and them. We're the United States, not the divided states, and this guy is so horrible. I don't see why anybody can't see how much a dangerous, a detriment. He should never have any nuclear codes. He can't even trust him to have classified information. I mean, this is a guy who gave the Russians classified information, top secret, in the Oval Office. That's our number one enemy, the Russians. He brought them in there. No Americans in the room, just Russians, and gave them Israeli information that the Israelis share with us. He gave to the Russians, and I'm sure somebody got killed behind it. I know I talked about that before because I worked in intelligence. People died based on him spilling that classified information to the Russians.
Right.
And we allowed us to keep going. I don't know why he even has a platform now. They keep putting off his sentencing. Oh, we're going to go after the election. No, let's do it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't put it off for anybody else. This is my rant, but I'm just sick of Trump, tolerating him, seeing him, watching him spew stuff. I mean, he's such a buffoon. I don't know. I'm done.
Listen, well, thank you for your rant. Listen, Hubert Parker said, send Dave to the next Trump rally with his big crowds and with the laugh. He said they go over there and check all that stuff. Donald Coleman says Trump doesn't realize that he even hates himself. Jim Cannon says, make no mistake about it. MAGA is Long Island, is one of the biggest racist, segregationist areas in the country. MAGA on Long Island, exactly. Without a doubt. For those who are not from Long Island, Long Island, New York, we're talking about. When I'm going to my church, sometimes there's like parades for Trump, and I'm talking about thousands of pickup trucks with the American flag, Trump 2024 flag, and the
Confederate,
the blue line flag too. Yeah, all of them together. It was stated that even the Suffolk County PBA had a watch party where they had buses that transport people over to the watch party for Trump on yesterday. Whole lot goes on. What does he have on the Republicans they won't push back? We've talked about this. I don't know who Hubert Parker is, but Hubert, we've talked about this a long time ago. One of our panelists, who's actually right above your statement, Jim Cannon, has always stated this. He has 30% of the Republican, a solid 30% that will stick with him anywhere, and no other Republican wants to lose that 30%. That's generally what we say, generally. Who knows? It could be some other stuff, but that's generally what we say, that he has 30%, period, that's not going to move. They're not going to budge. Let me go to JT and Derek.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I'm glad Jim is on wherever he's at. I think he's out east, west, whatever. It's not funny, Cheryl. Just last week, I posted something on Facebook after the second shooting attempt on ex-president, convicted felon. I wrote...
That's right. Keep on.
I wrote that somebody just took a shot at our ex-president, convicted felon. Now, a third squad detective, I won't say his name unless you ask me.
Who was it?
He had the nerve to post, because we're all friends on Facebook. He posted on he said, JT, that's not funny. I told him, I said, it wasn't meant to be funny. It's the truth.
Right.
I haven't heard from him since. This other guy, Kevin Jones, correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, he took it personal. He said it was a twisted statement. What did I mean by it? I said, I didn't mean anything by it. It's the truth. He's our ex-president. He's a convicted felon.
Yeah.
And somebody took a shot at him.
Right.
So, what's the problem?
Yeah, where's the lie?
I just couldn't understand it. But I'm still trying to get over the fact that a convicted felon, 34 charges, can even run for president. Can even have the thought in his mind, I'm going to run for president.
Right.
I mean, I can't get over that. I can't get over it.
I'm with you, JT. It's like the Republicans are excusing this nuts behavior. Like if someone else did not have, but maybe one or two of the things that he's done, they wouldn't even have the opportunity to run for president. Listen, he tried to stop Obama from running because he was saying he wasn't born here.
Yeah.
Which wasn't the truth, but he was saying he was not an American citizen. What do you, we have so much going on over that, and with this, it's almost like, oh no, that's all right. 34 fell. Oh no, that don't count. It was all rigged. That's right here all the time. Like from the same person, Derek and Jamal. Oh, those charges were made up. They would have never gone anywhere with somebody else, but they went that way because it was Trump. I'm like, come on. His peers convicted his behind. His peers. And now it's made up. It's the DA. It's the Attorney General of New York. It's like everything but the truth.
2 or 3 charges, maybe. But 34, come on. 34
Yeah, exactly.
fucking charges.
Exactly. Can I say something down right quick?
Yeah, go ahead, and I'm gonna read another comment. Go right to Derek.
All right. So my problem, I'm driving. I apologize, Derek.
No problem.
The biggest problem with Donald Trump and his believers is this: he's never ever been wrong. He's guys when he loses and goes to right direct to credibility. He has no credibility even when he's right now because he's never been wrong. No one's always right, Donald. Panel. No one's always right. No one always wins. And when you lose, it's not always rigged. Maybe you just wasn't fucking good enough. How about that? It just to my nerves. To me, the fact that he's that way should throw all credibility about him across the board out the window. But the reason why it won't, because the Republicans that are trying to stay in office are afraid to lose 34.6% of the populace that vote Republican. And if they lose that, they know they lose their side. So, I mean, that's what I wanted to say, man. I can't get past the credibility thing. He should have no credibility at all. He's the only guy that walks on water other than Jesus.
All right.
All right, Doc.
JT, Jim Cannon says JT was spot on. Then Jim also says, and he still stands behind executing the innocent Central Park 5, the exonerated 5. And then Karen Caffey says, yesterday's article in the Wall Street Journal about their foul lies. Even Murdoch's newspaper knows he's going too far to be ignored. Okay. Derek?
Yeah, and Ty, as far as his credibility to normal thinking adults, he has no credibility. But most of his base are not normal thinking adults. So if he were to walk off of a cliff, if he were to walk off of a cliff into a volcano, they'd follow him. That's just the way it is. Also, we talked about why he's able to get away with so much. And I think the primary reason he's able to get away with so much, and it's excused, is in this country, and particularly with his base, white is right. White is right. If Obama had one misdemeanor, he never would have been the Democratic candidate, much less get elected. Right. But that would have been one misdemeanor. But here's a guy with 34 felonies. As long as he wears that orange skin of his, he's going to be okay. He's their guy. Also, he's selling Bitcoin now. A year ago or 2 years ago, he said Bitcoin was a scam. It's a scam. Now, we know he's a scam artist and a con artist, so this is another one of his grips, another con for him. And then we also talked about segregation. Long Island, by school district and by village and town, is the most segregated place in America. The #1 most segregated place in America. So no surprise. I mean, you know, if you live in Syosset, there's going to be no black kids in your school. If you live in Jericho, there's going to be no black kids in your school. If you live in Hempstead, there's going to be no white kids in your school. If you live in Roosevelt, there's going to be no white kids in your school. Straight segregation, and it's designed that way by redlining and other forms of ways that they get us into the communities, whether we're buying or renting.
Derek, Rockville Center, St. Agnes, there was 17 blacks in the entire school, and 4 of them was me, Derek, Tracy, and Doug.
Right. St. Agnes is a private school.
Private school, yeah, I know private school, but
right.
with Rockville Center, I was the same way.
Right. That's a private school. I'm talking about public schools where if you send your kids to school and you pay your taxes, you have no option. If you live in Hempstead, they have to go to Hempstead. If you live in Roosevelt, they have to go to Roosevelt. You know, if you live in Deer Park, that's where they're going. If you live in Jericho or Syosset, that's where they're going. Manhasset, that's where they're going. It's the most segregated by school district in America.
Yep. Jamel, 1 second, let me get Mark. He had his finger up real quick. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, real quick. Don't forget, Derek. He was selling sneakers, Bible,
T-shirts, hats, Bibles,
dollar bills with him on it.
Whiskey glasses. He's selling everything. Yeah.
How is that even legal that he's able to have a $2 bill with his picture on? How is that legal?
Wow.
Sorry, Jamel.
But real quick to D, you said you had you're 15 minutes away from the rally and you had to check it out. Did you have on the red Make America Great Again?
Nah, I have my gym mask on. They let me right in.
All right. Jamel?
Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to chime in on what Derek was saying. Not disagreeing with him, but I just want to slant it where most of this base, or a lot of, I don't know what percentage, but everybody in this base don't have no IQs. Some of them got very high IQs, and they just believe in what Trump wants to do because that's the type of people that Trump, attracts. Whether they got low IQ, high IQ, these people want to go back to a period in time where they were superior to everyone that's under them, and everyone under them should be inferior. So, right. Listen, these very people that we're talking about, listen, they're our barber, they're our school teacher, they check us out at the grocery store, they pump our gas. I mean, these people come from all walks of life. So, yeah, we just got to be conscious that, the pattern of people that follows Trump, comes from all walks of life, man. So, hey, we just got to be conscious of that.
All right. Listen, we CJ, did you say something? You saying something, CJ?
I was trying to just read Colleen's comment right here on her and Donald's. Colleen's comment says, "White, rich, and crazy. Now requirements for a presidency." Donald says, he's there, Jim Jones. They will follow him anywhere.
All right. Thank you for helping out too, CJ. No, seriously.
I'm laughing.
I'm trying to do all this stuff. You reading the comments, I really appreciate you. So you see something come in, just throw the finger up, and I'll turn it over to
you. Got it.
All right. D, we have I know we have a video of the police, but you don't want to talk about the Adams administration real fast? Do y'all want to speak about that? I mean, if you do, you do. If you don't, we'll leave it alone.
Yeah, I got one thing to say.
Go with it.
Go ahead, Dave.
I got one thing to say. Lock all their asses up. Clean the shit up. Get them out of here. I'm done.
I'm through.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Just usually where there's smoke, there's fire.
Derek,
if you have one or two crooked people, then it's a safe environment for them to be crooked. So it's usually more widespread than what's initially shown.
Okay, I am so glad for your honesty, because some people will probably think after listening to us that we're just like, white is wrong, black is right. No. When we come here, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Right.
That's right.
And color don't make a difference.
Sure don't.
I really hope you guys really understand that color does not make a difference. And we're not even saying that Adam did anything wrong, but there's something going on.
Right.
There is literally something going on.
Right.
And Derek said it just like I was going to say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah. And Eric is not a bad guy.
Nope.
And Eric is a well-intentioned guy, but if you surround yourself with the wrong people and you're at the top, you can't keep your finger on the pulse of everything.
Right.
That's what the people under you are meant to do. And if the people under you are doing some crooked things, it's going to come back to the leadership. So
well, I'll say this, Derek, because I was asked the question. You think that Mayor Adams did something crooked? And my answer was, I don't think he did. But because mayor, he has to carry the weight of those who he appointed.
Right.
And
Right.
those who that it's the same thing as pastoring. You know, the church can be accused of something, and the pastor may not have done anything. But guess what? You're the one who's responsible for it all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you may not know everything, but you're still responsible for it. Same thing with the chief of the police department, the mayor, whatever. If you can give that responsibility, you're accountable, and that's why you should really be doing your job, because you're accountable for those who are under you. You know. But we do have a video. As a matter of fact, before we go there, and I know on with the administration, there was like what the Rebanks brothers, right? And a fiance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, you know, the police commissioner resigned.
Right. He stepped down last week.
Right.
First Hispanic police commissioner. He
That's
stepped
right.
down. We said a few weeks ago, Keyshawn Sewell must have saw something down the line. Must have saw something that just was not right in her spirit. Jamel, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, so you know, so we have the former PC Keyshawn Sewell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have the fire commissioner who is a female. She left. We have Mayor Adams, chief counsel, just left. So I don't know if this is a gender thing, but I know the females are like getting up out of there because maybe, like Derek said, they smell that smoke.
All right. There's a video we have. I just saw it today. You know, Sewell smelled a rat in the administration. Jim, you know, Jim's like, Jim said, wish he was here. He said, because Dave is on fire today. Wish I was there. That's coming from Jim Keenan. So enjoy, Jim. You can still join if you want to. I'll let you in. We have a video of this was really disturbing. I saw this where two Nassau County police officers stopped they said an elderly man, but the man was 63, y'all. So stop calling him an elderly man. This man and they misidentified him. And I just want you to know, look at what takes place even after knowing they made a mistake.
This video is a good, nice little segue based on what we were talking about, because we talked about having authority. Everybody wants to be the boss, but with the authority comes responsibility, and the ultimate authority that the police have. There's a little bit of responsibility behind that. Let's watch this video.
This is what a $30 million lawsuit looks like. This 63-year-old veteran grandfather coming home from the doctor was about to have the worst day of his life. These cops stopped him in the street searching for a mentally ill man. Body cam footage shows the cops checking his ID and doctor's prescription, and it is clear they knew within seconds the old man was not the man they were after. We can even hear him repeatedly saying he is not the guy.
Give me my stuff! Look at my ID! Look at my
Where's your ID?
Get off of me!
Hang on.
What the I didn't do anything!
Hang on, bro.
I just came out the doctor!
Okay.
And you attacked me!
You have the wrong person. I understand that. But despite all this, the cops tackled him and falsely charged him.
I had hip surgery! Why are you on me?
44 seconds into this video, that sergeant should have said, we have the wrong person. Take your hands off of him. Instead, they treated him like a piece of meat.
These cops' misconduct is inexcusable, and that is precisely why the old man sued for $30 million.
See, this is the kind of stuff that makes the community angry. I mean, if we, I'm saying we were in law enforcement. If we made a mistake, correct it. Don't take it further and then make up some charges. It's not a lawful arrest. Listen. If I haven't done anything wrong, why should I let you put cuffs on me? I mean, don't get me wrong, please, Mark. I'm not starting nothing. I'm telling you, I promise you, I'm not. But if I haven't done anything wrong, I'm saying it because if I haven't done anything wrong, I don't want these cuffs on me. And then once you know that you have the wrong person, you still shouldn't be putting these cuffs on me and throwing me to the ground. Now, if you don't know, everything I just said, ignore what I just said. If you don't know, you got to do what you have to do to make sure you find out the truth. But when you know, stop it.
I hope he gets every dime before his 64th birthday.
Me too. Me too. Well, he got it. Well, he got a fighter there because Brewington ain't gonna stop until he gets it. So he definitely got a fighter there. But let me hear your comment. I got Jamel, Mark, and D.
Well, Donald, these cops knew they had the wrong man once they did a cursory investigation. But yet and still, because he wasn't compliant, the cops wasn't having it.
Right.
Those cops wasn't having it for the mere fact that the man was standing up for his right. And they didn't like that. The cops felt whatever they felt, but we seen the end result of the cops' aggression. But it's wrong. And this happens many times a day in many municipalities throughout this country because you are standing up for your right and you're not complying with the police, but yet and still they want to treat you like you're a criminal when they know they have the evidence. They know that you're not the man that they're looking for. But yet and still, because you resisted, you didn't comply, well then something must be wrong here. You must be guilty. That's it, man.
And Jamel, let me ask you a question because you said resisted. What did he resist?
Well, what I'm saying by resistance.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying, right. Yeah. I mean, the man's completely innocent.
Yeah. So can you really resist if you're innocent? Yeah, AC said yes. AC said yes. Mark said yes. Can you?
I say
yeah.
Well, let me change that because I can resist anything. Can you resist? Is it breaking the law? I don't know how to word this.
We don't arrest people who are guilty. You arrest people to bring. You don't arrest people who are guilty. You arrest people to bring to court.
Right, but Donald.
However, resisting arrest is only valid if it's a lawful arrest.
A lawful arrest, right?
That's supposed to be a secondary charge, not primary. Also,
but it has to be a lawful arrest. That's his only charge.
Yeah.
He can't be resisting. He didn't do anything.
Resisting arrest cannot be the only charge, from what I understand.
Cannot.
Right.
There's got to be another charge
for the arrest.
For the arrest.
Yeah. Resisting is secondary, and then
I
needs to
don't
be
know.
a primary charge.
You can make a lawful arrest.
I'm coming, Mel. I hear you.
Can't you make a lawful arrest that's thrown out? You know, the arrest part can be lawful, but that don't mean you can prosecute.
Yes, but that's a lawful arrest. This guy didn't do anything.
So therefore, the only charge would be resisting.
Which you can't.
The other charge got thrown out. You had another charge, but it got thrown out. There is no other charge for this guy because he did nothing. All he did was resist, supposedly, when they approached him. They had no reason to approach him. They had no probable cause. They had no reasonable suspicion. They had no reasonable articulable suspicion. They had nothing.
Well, in this case, I'm not sure he resisted. He just didn't resist.
They said he resisted. He was arrested for resisting.
I'm like, I haven't done police work in 18 years. I want to know that the rules changed. But go ahead, Jamel. I got you. Go ahead real quick. I got Mark and D. Oh, Derek and Mark D and then Derek.
we tell our young Black sons and daughters now to some extent, listen, when you're out there in public and you get into an event and the police is involved, don't resist.
Right.
This is what we tell our kids. Don't resist. We'll have our day in court. So in that event right there, this man, of course, he's not a young teenager, but we all saw what happened. But yet, I will still tell if I had a younger son, listen, if you get into an event and the police are involved, do not resist arrest. We'll have our day in court. So that's all I want to say. We don't want to get it mixed up.
Let me say this, Jamel, because I agree with what you just said, and that's what we say to our kids for safety reasons. Even though the police could be wrong, we still tell them that for safety reasons. Do not go ahead out there resisting. But that resisting itself, let's talk about just that itself, because I thought the same way. Derek talked. I got Mark coming up next. But how can you have resisting when you don't have an underlying charge? With this, that's my question today. As a retired police officer, how is the only charge resisting? But I'm going to listen. Mark, you're up.
Yeah, I don't know how I got roped into that, but but anyway, everything is within reason. If the police come up to you thinking you're somebody and they're asking for ID, and now you go buck wild and start, and I'm not talking about this incident, okay? So let me just backtrack. I'm not talking about this incident. I'm just talking about in general. Police come to stop you, they're investigating something, and because you're innocent, you go buck wild and start, flailing your hands and stuff like that. That's going to be viewed differently. But in this situation, from what I've seen on the one angle, as soon as they found out that he wasn't the guy, they should have helped him up, apologized, and taken whatever verbal abuse this guy wanted to give him, take it on the chin. Hey, sorry, we made a mistake. Sir, is there anything I can do? Are you okay? If you're injured, let me get you an ambulance. We'll take you to the hospital, whatever the case was. So that was totally mishandled from what I could see on the video. Right. Once again, one angle, one view, but second angle may give you another view, or if it's cut, you can't see it all. I don't know where that video came from, if it was the cam or was it a full cam or was it doctored by the press? I really don't know. But like I said, from what I could see, not trying to Monday morning quarterback, from what I could see, it should have been, sir, we're sorry, calm down, we're going to help you up. Are you okay? Well, like I said, we'll give you medical aid, and that would have been that. But you don't have the right, if the police go to stop you and they're doing an investigation, to just because you feel you're innocent, to do anything you want, because then you will get caught with charges. And you have to understand that. And that's why we say, do not resist. We're not talking about the penal law charge of resisting. We're just talking about comply, right, so you can fight another day.
Right. Okay. David Van Cleef says that will be too much like right. Apologizing, I guess. And then William Mason says, Mace says they made it you and thought they could get away with it. Jim Cannon says cops don't apologize, they charge. and their lives are a major problem. I agree with sometimes it's just so difficult to just say, I'm sorry, and let the person go. Go ahead, Mark.
I hate to generalize that way. I've apologized in situations. I've heard other cops apologize in situations. Let's not get caught with the stereotyping of they never do this, they never do that. That's the same mentality that we deal with on the street all the time. And everybody assumes because we wear a uniform, we're a certain way. And I'm sure there are guys on this board that have apologized when they've made mistakes. So, let's cut that generalization of all cops don't do it. That's not.
I don't think it was all cops and I didn't take it personally because I have apologized on a number of occasions.
That's my point.
But generally speaking, I'm not going to still sit up and say that cops they apologize. I've seen cops do things wrong and just walk away like it didn't even exist. Like
and that's wrong.
And I see that a lot. I saw that more than I saw, I'm sorry. I'm telling you this from my own experiences. I've seen that more than I've seen cops say, sir, I'm sorry. That's just like, I hate to make the comparisons, but I have to because if we're gonna be honest, let's be honest. The preachers get categorized as a certain way. All right. They all want money. You think I'm gonna sit here and argue with the world about that when people are seeing that there's a whole lot of preachers and pastors that's just trying to get your money? I wouldn't argue that because I don't do it. I wouldn't argue that because it is something that I've seen, and I've seen a lot where things are done for money. So I don't argue stuff that just because I don't do it doesn't mean that it's not going on as much. What are you saying, Cheryl?
Jim also says, remember the old slogan, if you put your hands on them, lock them up.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, okay, many cops do not apologize.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's really what I was saying, that, yeah, there are cops that do apologize. I would not say, I don't say all for anything. I don't, that's one thing you learn. You can't say all and everyone.
Well, we already know that's a wrong question right there. All, never,
Yeah, and so you can't really say that. Just like you can't say all Republicans and all Democrats and all this. You can't say that because there are people who don't fit that category in certain things. And I would love to say that police officers are the first ones to apologize, but I can't say that with what I feel in my heart. I can't say that. I would love to be able to say that from experience. I would love to be able to say that. That's what I witnessed. That most cops I dealt with that made an error apologize for the error. But I just didn't. I wasn't part of my experience. Who had the finger up? Someone had a finger up.
Mine was up.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is officers have a way of approaching people. And I'm talking about, I'm not talking about someone that you know for sure is a criminal. When they have mere suspicion that this may be someone that's involved with something, the way that they speak to people is insulting to the people right off the top. It's usually like, hey, or hey, you, come here. They bring them up, put your hands behind your back. They start giving directives instead of talking to the person like they're a person. Often you see, stand in front of my car or sit on the ground. These are things that are insulting to a person. And if you don't know for sure this person's a criminal, you don't need to open up that way. And you could very easily say, excuse me, let me talk to you for a sec, and have them come over and you literally start talking to them like they're a person. And then you can find out what their level of involvement in something is that way, rather than barking directives at someone. And all of us that are on the job, we probably know, that were on the job, probably know this. But for the civilians that are out there listening to this, when cops wanted to arrest someone, the big charge was discon and then resisting.
Right.
You hit them with disorderly conduct and resisting. Most of the time, those were the people that really didn't do anything other than piss the cop off. You charged them with discon, and then because you had to rough them up, you got them with the charge of resisting arrest. There's never, in 27 years on the job and a whole lot of years since, I've never heard of a person just getting arrested for resisting arrest, because there has to be an arrestable offense for him to resist.
Exactly.
Yeah. But cops need to talk to people more like they're people, and instead of talking down to them. And again, if someone's a criminal, you're gonna have to put them in handcuffs. If you're not sure if someone's involved, talk to them. Call them over, talk to them in a more friendly manner. Find out what's going on. Get your information first, and then have your action.
Absolutely. David Van Cleef says, are police allowed to lie to a citizen during the investigation of a potential violation?
Yes.
Yes, they can.
Yes.
They can legally lie. Yes, yeah. But listen, I'm gonna save that because Kyle's on my list for names coming up. So I got D. I had Derek. Derek, are you done?
Yeah.
You still have your point. Okay. So I have D, and I have Rich and Kyle.
All right, real quick. I apologize for my hand keeps going down because I'm a host, so
That's exactly.
it's only going to stay up a few minutes. Just want to say a couple of things. I appreciate it. A couple quick things. They say it's a $30 million payday. I want to make this statement. I want to make it clear. It's going to be $30 million whether you go face down to the ground or not. All right. I don't teach all this. It bothers me all this. Own the cops. Tell him what it's going to be. Get aggressive. I don't want to be thrown face down on the ground, and I don't think anybody else wants to be. 100% wrong. If he didn't do anything, he wasn't the guy. 100% wrong. The idea, if they're wrong, how do I control that situation? And this is for people that weren't law enforcement. You control a certain amount of that situation. You cooperate. We've talked about it. Jamel said it. Cooperate. Do whatever they say. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to like it. That $30 million payday is still there. You don't have to go down to the ground in your face and at 63 years old with health problems. I don't want you down to the ground. I want you home safe at night. So the idea is to let's get out of that mindset. I know I'm right. So now let me tell them, I'm going to tell them what we're going to do. They're the authority figure. You guys are parents in the room. I had two. I haven't been one, but I just got a brand new dog. I'm in charge. Right, wrong, or different in my house. Right, wrong, or different. I pays the cost to be the boss. You got to think of authority that way. They could be 100% wrong. Cops ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. Remember what I said. I don't want you thrown to the ground. I don't want you hurt. I don't want you injured. I don't want you handcuffed. If somebody's making a mistake, there is a remedy. It's not there on the street because you feel in some type of way. That's your opportunity to take control of this situation. That's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing I wanted to say was there's more than one officer there. At some point, if Don is putting his hands on somebody and this ain't the guy, I'm putting my hands on Don in a different way. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, yo, 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 yo. Ho. Right? If it's my partner, we respect each other that way. He might be clicked on to something. It happens. You go from 0 to 100. It's hard to come down. Your partner is there. Be that, and that's my conversation. Be that officer that is okay with saying, y'all are horrible. This is wrong. When Schoon's pulling up, we can't do that. Oh, he gonna say something. I'm gonna have something to say. I'm not gonna be nice about it. I know the book too. I know we get the long blue line. I never did the blue line, guys. And anybody can, I hope there's some troopers on here to tell you, Schoon was not that guy. Kyle, you can ask somebody. Schoon was not that guy. Listen, y'all are messed up. Don't do this. You're not doing that. Not with me standing here, because then I'm pulled into it. I think more officers have to be that. I know everybody gets caught up in the moment. We got to get to the place where somebody's tapping on somebody's shoulder at some point. That bothered me, getting that guy thrown to the ground. Kyle, you'll probably help out with this. We talk about thresholds. To stop and talk to somebody's got to be reasonable suspicion. Tell me if I'm wrong. Help me out. When I put the handcuffs on, it's got to be probable cause. We got to understand how these laws work. There's rules. You don't just, he's not doing what I say, put handcuffs. And if your demeanor as a police officer a certain way, I've never had to put my hands on somebody that didn't need their hands put on them. It's never happened. I'm waiting. I went back. I can go back in my books. There's no need for that. There's been felons in my car with me that haven't been handcuffed because of the way I handle my business. Sit down, relax. We're going to figure this out. We're going to go down to the station. There's no need for all of that. So I think we get into a place, and I'm going to finish right here, where law enforcement officers go from 1 to 10. I've rarely ever been on 10. I've been in fights. I've been cut. My face was broke. I wasn't on 10 then. I haven't gotten to 10 yet. I'm a little afraid of 10. But there are steps and levels that you get to as a law enforcement officer. Okay, I have to meet this with this. I have to meet this with that. There's no reason, I'm sorry, for a 63-year-old man unless it's me. I don't know. For me to meet with that kind of force. Excuse me, sir. This is the thing I got. This is what it is. There's no need. I'm talking about from the law enforcement side. If we work together, if he were to say, what do you guys want? That's not me. Take my ID. That's not me. Well, we're gonna detain you. There's a $30 million payday. Detain me. There's a $30 million payday. Inconvenience me. I spend money well. Listen, you go right ahead, my man. I'm gonna go get Kyle and go get hey, hoo-dee-hoo, we all getting paid. So what I'm saying is let's take a step back from wanting to be so confrontational, because that could have ended up horribly. That poor guy face down on the ground. That's what I'm worried about. And our kids, what'd you say, Jamel? Our kids, you listen. Donald, you say it all the time. We can't lose a fight. Forget the reasons, the probable cause, reasonable suspicion. You did something, you did something. I cannot lose a fight. If it's your child is going to lose that fight. I don't want my babies losing no fights.
Right.
Let's not get into them, right? All my martial artists, we do everything we do to avoid the confrontation. When there's no other reason, then you get into confrontation. We have to get back to that. That's all I want to say.
Let me say this also. Jim, I got you, Mark. Jim says, good point, D. I wish there were more partners who would intervene. Mark.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Just to add on to what D was talking about, and we've learned, and we need to keep learning. The job you save may be your own. So if you're that officer with an officer that's overzealous, you better speak up and you better correct them quick. And the quicker, the better. Do not wait. Do it right away. Don't worry about embarrassing him. If you can do it, quickly without embarrassing him, you'll probably do it easier. But if you have to, pull him off.
Mm-hmm.
Say, yo, I got this.
I got this.
Put that guy up and take charge. But, I'll say it again. The job you save may be your own. I studied too hard, and everybody else on this panel studied too hard. If you're going to lose your job, you want to lose it because of your decision, not because of somebody else's.
Absolutely. Yes, I got 4 names that we have to start heading to the exit room, y'all. So I got Rich, Kyle, JT, and Derek. Was that your hand too,
Yes.
CJ? Okay, and CJ.
Yeah, my thing is I'm watching this video, and what did this man actually do to be shoved down to the pavement? I don't understand what he did at that point, except show him his ID, say that's not me, and now he's eating sidewalk. It just doesn't make sense to me, But I see the difference. You ever notice? This is what I've noticed. I've never seen a body cam or a video where there was a white person that matched the description, and they took him to the ground, made him eat the curb, and they were wrong. I've never seen that video. I've never seen it. Have you? Has somebody ever seen a video where a white person's ever been? You match the description, we're taking you down, and this is you. I haven't seen that, but I see black people constantly being thrown to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And what did this man do but say, that's not me, here's my ID? What did he do that he has to go down to the pavement? They have to brutalize you in some way, and I don't understand it. This man had a hip surgery. Hey, I just had a hip surgery. You slammed me to the ground. The Tyreek Hill just had knee surgery. I know it's a different circumstance, but I'm watching Tyreek, other than resist getting out of the car, he's standing there and the guy shoved him to the ground. He goes, hey, I had knee surgery. But this is what these cops are allowed to do to black and brown people. And I've noticed that, and I've never done that to anybody. I don't care what color they were. I'm not putting my hands on you unless I have to. I'm not pushing you down to the ground, taking you down, unless you've done something wrong or you've been aggressive. So the more and more you see this, it's horrible. And whether he gets paid or not, that's not the point. The point is we got to start treating people, minorities, with respect, like you would want your own family members to be treated. And this man didn't do nothing wrong. and he had to eat the pavement. He had hip surgery, and I think it's atrocious that this kind of law enforcement is something that we just look at now and go, oh, okay, this is how they do business in whatever town it is. So, and it's just wrong.
Baldwin. That's
It's
what
horrible.
it was, right in Baldwin. And Rich, they stopped him because they suspected him to be, I think, a mental aided.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So he just didn't assault somebody or stab somebody. They thought he needed help.
But let's say he wasn't mental aided. Was that irrational for a person who is mental aided?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a mental aided, you may get anything. He was just like, it's not me. It's not me. It's my ID. It's not me. But I'm not gonna argue that right now. Because I got Kyle coming up, JT, Derek, and CJ.
Yeah, I just want to shift. I agree with pretty much what everyone has said, and keying in a little bit on what Derek said in terms of their approach. Even if he was someone that was mentally aided, someone in need of assistance, you don't approach him in that manner, right? I mean, I think you're going to escalate the situation. It just seems like the whole approach, I don't care who it was, whether they expected that he was someone that was in need of assistance, mentally ill, or they suspected them of a crime, and what kind of what kind of description did they even have that they say this man fit? That part I didn't hear, but it just, their whole approach was wrong. I mean, they were 100% wrong every which way you can think of it. And I think, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'll just say that typically these cases are dragged out forever. Every option in the toolkit, legal action that they can use to prolong it, the county typically does. This is a case that needs to be settled quickly, and with an apology to this man for this atrocious, as I don't know who used that terminology, but I agree with it, behavior of these police officers. They were just wrong every which way you can think of it. And so they need to settle quickly and not spend any more tax dollar money prolonging it with court fees and attorneys' fees that will just mount year after year after year. They need to settle with this man quickly and apologize. And the other thing I wanted to say is, what if any disciplinary action is coming for these? We haven't had anybody discuss that at all. What should happen? What do we expect will happen? Will anything happen to them? What kind of evaluation, review, disciplinary action is the department going to take to them for just bungling this whole thing, whether he was a mental aided, whether he was, whatever the situation was for how they were approaching him in the first place. Wrong, and wrong. I just want to know if anyone has any opinions about that. We typically hear, they'll send them for training. What kind of training is going to rectify what we just witnessed on the video?
Right.
What is going to make it better? What is going to ensure that they don't do this again? What kind of disciplinary action might give the next officer pause if he chooses to act in this manner? So, I mean, to me, the police procedure, you all can discuss that. My concern is the civil action that is now against the county. My tax dollar is going to be paid to this man because of this misbehavior of these officers. It's so clear that anybody with any common sense can't defend this, and they ought to settle it quick, and so that we don't negotiate with Mr. Burrington and get a figure that maybe everybody can live with as quickly as possible. Hopefully, my tax dollars hope that it's not $30 million, but I wouldn't fault Mr. Burrington and this gentleman if they held out for that amount, because that's how egregious this whole thing was. But I want to know the other side of this is, you know, what happens to these officers, if anything. There's too often too confrontational, and they should be diffusing their approach, as Derek said, was just all wrong, and they need to check themselves on how you approach anybody on the street. And that's a very busy area. I mean, I don't know if, I mean, you all, most of you are probably aware of just where this happened.
Mm-hmm.
A shopping center, there's all kinds of pedestrian and traffic.
High school.
The high school's down the street. Dunkin' Donuts is across the street. It's just very populated and dense for there to be any. This could have been a lot worse. And just there, they need to just. I don't know. It's so disturbing to me, and it'll be interesting to see how it all settles. And I hope, for the gentleman's sake, that it's quickly.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kyle. I got Mark. I got to get what. Okay.
I'm just asking. Did Kyle want an answer, or are you leaving it the way it is, Don?
Well, there's no way of even having an answer, but you can go ahead and give it with your answer, because I didn't see.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If somebody knows, it has.
Yeah, but go ahead. You'll come.
This is not Hempstead PD. This was Nassau County PD.
Yeah, well, so as an administrator, though, I can answer it this way. You would investigate it. The person would receive either days or weeks of discipline. You know, you might be suspended, and then the training is usually additional, and the training is usually just, like Derek said, a better way to approach people and stuff like that. That's a two-pronged thing. That's to make sure that the job has proof that they did something. Okay, and that's not really helping the public. That's helping themselves. But it's also a way of addressing certain cops who are aggressive, to say, listen, there's better ways to do it. This is why. Now, if that person does it again, then that also gives the job enough to say, hey, weren't you trained on this before? And now you can hit them a little bit harder. That's just from an administrative point of view. And I'll leave it at that.
And I think she was asking the question, what happened to these officers? That's why I said there's really no answer, because no one really knows.
Too soon, isn't it? Is it too soon, right?
Well, I don't know. That's why I said no one. But either way, too soon or not, we don't have an answer, because we don't know what happened to these officers. Now, we know the process you just stated, Mark, for people who've done something wrong, and that would be across the board.
Well, we know, but our listening audience doesn't. That's why I was trying to answer that question.
Does the department wait for the lawsuit to take action against the officer, or they knew that the end of shift? Right? So,
yeah, that depends. That depends on the department. We've seen where certain departments have acted swiftly, and then we've seen some drag their feet. So that depends on the department and the chief. That's a good question, though.
Okay. JT, Derek, and CJ. Unmute yourself, JT.
What happens when you get old?
Derek, what?
Okay, I was asking, does anyone here remember the movie Remember the Titans with Denzel? There was a specific line in that movie, and the line was, attitude reflects leadership. And the leader of the Nassau County Police Department is Patrick Ryder. He's the commissioner. Does anyone know what Ryder's nickname is? Psycho. His nickname is Psycho. Patrick Psycho Ryder.
Wow.
So he's a guy he's been brought up on departmental charges several times for his ultra aggressive behavior. If he's the leader of that department, the likelihood of these guys, they may face departmental charges, but the likelihood of those charges going through are probably slim to none, because attitude reflects leadership. They know what they can get away with because they know who their leader is. And it's funny. There's just so much to this thing. And I know we're over time now, but I remember when Chief Ziegler on NYPD got stopped in Jamaica. He was over like in the 113th precinct. He wasn't stopped. He was actually sitting he was parked, sitting in his unmarked police vehicle, his chief vehicle. He had a radio and everything on his console inside the car. And these two cops walk up to his car and they demand to see his ID. Now, once you get to the window, you can see the radio and everything. He showed them his chief shield. They tried to snatch his door open. Fortunately, his door was locked. It turned into a big thing. These two cops ended up getting in trouble. But I remember having a discussion with two supervisors from internal affairs, and one of the supervisors said, well, why didn't he just open the door and get out of the car? And I said, why shouldn't he? Why should he? And I said to him, first of all, at the time, I think he was 61 or 62 years old. I said, they were saying it's a drug-prone location. How many 60-something-year-old drug dealers do you see? You know what I mean? Crime has an expiration date. As people get older, they tend to do less of it. And I told them also, not only does it have an expiration date, I said, you're supposed to show a different level of deference to people that are a certain age than you would to somebody that's a teenager in their 20s. You approach the 60-year-old person differently than you approach an 18-year-old. Just because that's what you learned from your parents. But these cops, they have none of that. They don't have the home training that we had. They see everything differently. It's ridiculous. But I don't think anything's going to happen there.
I don't listen. I think they're going to get a verbal or written reprimand, but I don't think anything's going to happen with as far as I'm concerned.
Right. They're not going to lose any days.
No, I don't think so. But that's me talking over here. Let me get JT. I'm sorry, JT. We cut you off. I'm sorry, JT, and then CJ.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay, Derek. All right. I just want to make a quick statement. Derek put it bluntly. Approach. You give respect until you disrespect it. Simple. You walk up there and you want to be the boss. I'm the man with the badge, the gun. It ain't gonna turn out right. Another thing, every profession that you know of that people work, get paid, and go home, there's a bad one in every crowd. Ask me, tell me what profession you're talking about, I'll tell you what they do wrong. Every profession, from pastor to gravedigger. Gravedigger's supposed to dig the hole 6 feet. You come up with a 5-foot hole, motherfucker still buried. You know? Come on. I'm telling you the truth. Y'all laugh, it's funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
No,
that's why it's funny, because it's the truth.
You go to the barber shop, you want a little off the top, come on, ball. Come on. Everybody, every profession has a bad person in it. Every. If anybody want to say, JT, you wrong, give me the profession, I'll give you what they did wrong.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. CJ, and CJ, before I say this real quick, happy birthday to Mark Breeze Williams. He's watching us right now. Mark celebrated his birthday, I think, yesterday. Go ahead.
Anniversary too.
How old is he?
Yeah. Anniversary.
Him and Tracy had an anniversary.
Okay.
I just want to say this real quick. You know, when you come on the job, you're green to it. I'll just admit, like everybody else is new to their position, whatever your position is. And then what came a point in time when I had a coworker on my level had told me, he said, you know what, CJ, it takes you too long to get mad. And I say, too long to get mad? He said, yeah, you should have been there like this. And I'm like, you don't understand. In my mind, this is their problem. I came here to help them resolve it. I'm not a part of this problem. So therefore, my mindset is not to become a part of it.
Right.
I'm not getting mad because they mad. The woman had called me a bitch. And I told her she used the wrong vowel. It was butch. She called me a butch, and I told her wrong vowel because I had a short haircut And she was trying to tell me that I was a dyke because of my short haircut. But at any rate, I wanted to that and so I know it's like, oh, she called you a butch and you should have both been on it. I had been taught to have thick skin. So while having thick skin as a child growing up, I took it into the police academy where they reinforced the thick skin issue. So I came out just like, you know what? This is just like being in my own daggone house. In the meantime, that was just one thing. And the other point I want to make I don't want to say all Black officers, but I will say most Black officers have a tendency to have that passive aggressive behavior when we approach someone. And I say passive aggressive because we will come at you in a tone of what's going on, what happened, why are we here? And like JT said, when you get that disrespect, that's when the passiveness becomes aggressiveness. And until that point, most of us have a listening ear. I guess more so because we have sort of the background that we're coming from, it's not an alien background. But, and I would say that our white officers have that tendency to want to prove that they're in charge. And don't say nothing to me. Don't come talking back to me. Don't come with the quick lip or whatever, because I'm in charge. How dare you say this to me or whatever. And so they get into it because of a Black person said XYZ to me and their level of respect. They didn't meet their level of respect. And so now we have a pass to the aggression. And now a 63-year-old man is pushed to the ground. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I'd seen a cane in that man's hand. But at any rate, he had hip surgery. He's down. He got a prescription. He's given his ID. What more do you want from the individual? He's asking. I mean, they say comply, but I'm looking at the complying right there, and it looked like the man did what he was supposed to do to me. That's my point.
All right, listen, y'all. I can go on and on and on, but time is we're at the time, and I want to stop right there. Thank you to everyone who joined us and was with us. Look like David Kennard is trying to say something.
Yeah, well, you take my picture off. I wasn't sleeping.
You wasn't even visible. we saw. Listen, add yourself back on and say what you got to say. What you got to say? What's going on? Where are you?
I'm home.
Turn your video on.
Hey Dave, you meant to say I wasn't sleeping this time.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
You not signed in?
You got a comment? You got a comment?
Oh, I got no comment. I'm pissed off now.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk to you when we get off the air. Thank you guys for live for joining us. Thank you for everyone on the panel. Jim, enjoy family. Thank you for joining us from a distance. Thank you all. Let us pray. God our Father, we thank you for allowing us to come together. We thank you for every person that joins us each week and those on our panel. We pray that God you continue to protect us, our families, our communities, and even our law enforcement officers. We thank you now. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Oh my.